They called him the Seer of the Veld. His visions, once whispered in the quiet corners of South African farms, have grown to echo like thunder across the modern imagination. By the time we arrive at week 7 of our journey, his prophecies no longer deal only with parochial wars or local politics. They widen into a panorama of human destiny itself. The storm he spoke of was not weather. It was the storm of empires colliding, ideologies clashing, nations unraveling. Siener described clouds that did not simply hang over the Transvaal, but over the whole globe. He saw the world itself bending toward collapse, as though a hand larger than history itself were shaking the board on which kings and presidents played their game. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this kind of raw, honest breakdown, make sure to hit the like button, drop a comment, and subscribe. And if you want to take it a step further, smash that join button and become an official supporter of the channel. It helps keep these videos coming, keeps them independent, and keeps the fire burning. Alright, let's get back into it. In his visions, Siener described a world where fire leapt across the earth, not lightning, not natural flame, but the fire of man-made destruction. His words, tongues of flame leaping from city to city, devouring all. For early interpreters, this fire resembled the horrors of the First and Second World Wars. But read today, the language has a terrifying universality. It could describe nuclear detonation, chemical firestorms, or the wild blazes of civil war. Yet Siener's greatest insight was not in predicting the weapon, but the pattern. Humanity, intoxicated with its own power, would kindle flames it could no longer control. A chain reaction, like dominoes of disaster circling the earth. And yet, he always placed fire and rebirth side by side. In the ashes, he saw survivors. The seer insisted, the world is never left entirely desolate. Even when nations crumble, a remnant survives. He foresaw a Europe unrecognizable. Thrones once proud stood toppled, their marble steps cracked and empty. London, Paris, Berlin, these names carried little power in his visions. Instead, Siener spoke of new capitals rising where none had expected. And here lies one of the most startling parts of his prophecy, Africa itself. He spoke of the continent, mocked and dismissed by the empires of his day, becoming pivotal in the endgame of history. While old centers of power collapsed into famine and civil strife, Africa became a crucible where the new world might be forged. It is an inversion, the last becoming first, the weak inheriting the future. One of Siener's most fearsome images was the rider in black. He moved silently across nations. Wherever he passed, wealth turned to dust, barns emptied, and mothers wept for their children. This was famine, but famine not only of bread, a famine of justice, a famine of truth, humanity consumed by its own emptiness. The rider, however, was temporary. His reign was long, bitter, and cruel, but not eternal. The seer described that when mankind learned humility, when greed broke and sharing returned, the rider faded into shadow. Perhaps the most chilling image Siener left us with was the crossroads of humanity. On one path, arrogance, nations refusing to repent, endless wars, endless pride. This path led to ruin. On the other path, humility. Small communities learning to live close to the earth, rediscovering faith, rediscovering kindness. But Siener declared mankind would not choose wisely at first. The world would stagger, blinded by pride, into the abyss. Only after collapse, only after near extinction would the second path be chosen. As Siener described a world after collapse. Fields lay overgrown, cities empty, nature retaking her place. But amidst the ruins he saw people rebuilding. They did not return to the towering empires of the past. They built small, resilient communities. Faith returned, not in grand cathedrals or stone monuments, but in everyday kindness. A farmer sharing bread with his neighbor, a family teaching children hope under the stars. And in that silence, the seer saw light, the dawn after the longest night. For Siener, history was not a straight line but a cycle. Arrogance, collapse, renewal. His visions hammered home one sobering truth. Humanity cannot skip the trial. But through the storm, through famine and fire, there is always a remnant, always a dawn, always a beginning again. And that is the heartbeat of Week 7. The apocalypse does not end in nothing. It ends in rebirth. And so we leave Siener's Week 7 prophecy. A world on fire, nations collapsed, famine riding hard across the earth. Yet in the ashes, the stubborn light of humanity refuses to die. Stay with us as we turn to Johanna, who, in her own visions, painted equally haunting images of this same apocalypse. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.